Your story is waiting for you today. Your story has something new to say. But your story will only come out to play when you're alone. Alone. Alone in a room with invisible people.
The following episode may contain swearing. Alone in a Room with Invisible People is brought to you by hollyswritingclasses.com. This week's episode was filmed before last week's episode, so there is a brief reference to a, at the time, future episode that is now a past episode. That is our brainstorming ideas episode, and I will make sure to link that in the show notes at alonewithinvisiblepeople.com. Thank you for listening. Hi, I'm Rebecca Galardo, the host of Alone in a Room with Invisible People. I am here today with author and teacher Holly Lyle, and today's topic is hard drive zombies. So obviously, if you don't know me, I'm a huge zombie fan, so I really like this title. So Holly, why don't you go ahead and let us know, what the hell is a hard drive zombie?
All right. This is a story you started and then stalled out on and let sit there and sit there and sit there and sit there. And in my case, I've got a lot of hard drive zombies. I have one that starts with this line: the EMTs went in with body bags, lots of them. That is the opening line of Dreaming the Dead, for which I wrote 43,332 words before I hit the wall. I have a Crossroads novel. The title of the novel is Crossroads, and I have 9,805 words on that book. I have 4 Ghosts and Gremlins, funny paranormal romances, for which I have at least 10,000 words. And they sit there, and they haunt me. And from time to time, one of them will trail little chunks of flesh across my screen as I'm writing something else, reminding me that it is not truly dead yet. So, how about you? What's sitting on your hard drive?
I have hard drive zombies and cabinet zombies. Here's the problem with writers, though, right? Like, we save everything. Or at least a lot of us do.
We
because
try.
anything could mean, yeah. And I've got so much stuff. Now I didn't go through, obviously, and get exact word counts or anything like that. But I have 3 screenplays alone that just nag at me. Just like I know that they're there. I know that they're there. I want to work on them. I want to finish them. I have several. It's funny coincidence with the name of the title of the episode, but I have handfuls of zombie stories in one. I have some that are 50 or 60,000 words because I was writing them as a NaNoWriMo novel way back in 2005. 2005 and 6, I did 2 NaNoWriMo novels. I hit the 50K, but I never really, I don't know if I wrote that down as a winner, but not, because to me it was supposed to be a much longer book. And I didn't finish the book. So I've got a lot of zombie novels, a lot of zombie screenplays. I have a lot of ghost screenplays. I have 2 screenplays specifically that are kind of like that whole Love Actually kind of thing, where the plots aren't anything like Love Actually, but it's just this group of people that find love in their own plot lines.
Nice.
Yeah. And the other thing that I have is, I guess, what you would consider Scrivener zombies. So I am so weird. The way that I use Scrivener, and please, if anybody else uses Scrivener like this, let me know that I'm not alone. I keep everything that I write after I started using Scrivener and found out how much I liked it. I keep it all in one big Scrivener file.
Whoa.
All of it. I have it segmented by, like, Rebecca Galardo, Nymph de Pav, which is one of my pen names, and then I've got it on the other pen name, and then I've got fiction, nonfiction, I have screenplay ideas, Because I don't really think I would ever write a screenplay in Scrivener because I'm so hardcore Word document about it, but I don't know that I have a choice because I no longer have Word. I don't know.
Can I offer a suggestion here real quick? When you said
Yeah.
that, I had heart failure. So, but
I have a backup. It automatically backs up.
But even, yeah, I know, but even with the backup, make sure that you export the entire document in old Word format or, doc, not docx, but doc.
Yeah.
Or in RTF. Because
Okay.
either of those will be text readable no matter what happens, whereas a Scrivener file all by itself is not.
Yeah, very good point. Because
Yeah.
my Movie Magic screenwriter, I have 4 or 5 screenplays I can't ever open again because who's ever heard of Movie Magic screenwriter anymore?
Right.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
the old discs that we have aren't working with the Mac. So, I mean, I'm probably fucked.
Yeah, so export all of that in maybe even both in doc, regular doc, DOC, not DOCX, and then RTF, because both of those are text readable, and then your work will be saved. Because God,
Well, I've
That would
been
be-
taking on a small project, whereas I'm printing everything off little
Okay.
by little
That's
because
good too.
it is a lot of
Yeah.
fucking words. So a lot of ink, a lot of paper, but I am printing them off little bit by little bit, and some of them are already published. So I have like a book or I have a folder full of nothing but finished, so I don't have to worry about those. But
But from
Yeah.
the perspective of someone who had all my stuff printed off, when the shit hits the fan, you can take a computer and tuck it under your arm or a
Well,
hard
yeah.
drive, but
Yeah.
you can't take all your printed stuff. And
Yeah.
all of the stuff that I had saved in print is gone.
But yeah, so like I said, I have the backups. I was printing it all off, and I will do the RTF or doc thing too.
Yay.
But the point was like, so I can go in through here, and I've started trying to pick up writing with my pen name again, which is what I'm doing. You know, I'm doing like a heavier piece of work for that one, and I realized like, okay, well, I had a plan. I wanted to start putting out a couple of smaller things first and then hit with the big thing just so I could drive up, you know, like the notice of the pen name again, just so I could start having it start pop up and people could start buying the backlist, and then I could push the big thing.
Right.
And I went back through and I found 15 or 16 little baby hard drive Scrivener zombies just running around trying to find something to eat. Give me some brains. I mean, I was amazed. I had not just the ideas, because I've got a list. I've got 2 or 3 lists in different genres of probably well over 100 basic title ideas that come with the plot idea. But I had, like I said, 15 or 16. I wish I wrote down the number. Little hard drive zombies just sitting there starving to death. And I was just amazed when I saw some of them were halfway written. Some of them had 30,000 words on them. Some of them had, which can be an entire novel, you know.
Right.
But if I was shooting for 60,000, that's different. And then I found one that I didn't even remember writing.
Oh, God, yeah.
And I was reading it and I was like, ooh, this is pretty good. So I, in essence, can go through and kind of just top off some of those little zombies. And then for the other ones, I'll have to do a little bit more work. But it's amazing how into our writing we can get as writers. And then how something might hit, something might change in your life where you have to, there's an emergency or there's a huge bout of depression, which was in my case. That plus I started going to school for full time to try, and I was trying to also earn some money to pay our bills. And I'm thinking Tony's accident hit around this time too.
I think it did.
Yeah, because I was really getting prolific as fuck with this pen name, and then his accident happened, and it was like I can't have that school and the Etsy store. So
Yeah.
but yeah, so shit happens, and then someday, you know, hopefully sooner than later, you come back and there's stuff to jump off from.
Yeah.
So that was really, really a fun thing to see. But yeah, I have a couple of bigger romance novels that I started too in there.
Yes. Yes.
I had a problem finishing things, and I know that there are people out there. Amy, I won't say her last name because it's always in the forum, but Amy, said, if only I could just finish things.
Yeah.
Like, I've been there, man. All of this shit's from that.
Yes, yes, exactly. I between the things that I have mentioned and other stuff that is just single story starts and little bits and pieces of ideas and chunks of world building and entire built out worlds, I probably have, oh God, I don't know.
Hundreds?
Huh?
It's got to be hundreds of things because I mean, if I've got this stuff, it's probably more than that.
Yeah.
You're probably close to 1,000 because I mean, if you're looking at all the shit that it has to be.
It could. I don't know. It's
all
a
the
lot.
story ideas, all the little snippets, all the little things. Because I've got well into that. If you're looking at everything since I was 11, because I kept all of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I have all of mine since I moved from Word to the Mac.
Yeah, that's true.
I have everything that I had on Word when I changed. So I have all of that stuff, and I have all of that in doc files. So that still works. Now, all of the stuff that we had before I moved to Word, which was when we were still living in North Carolina, all of that's gone.
No, when you moved, I know when you moved to the Mac, we were at we were in South Florida.
Right. So that stuff I have. And it was stuff that had not been eaten by the hard drive. The stuff that we had in Georgia, or no, in North Carolina, that's just all gone. Anything that was in print copies is just gone. But all the other stuff, yeah, I've got that. So that's, good God, that's like 24 years of writing that I still have on my hard drive. Yeah, and I have their stuff, their files I haven't even opened yet. Folders in there that I haven't even looked at.
Yeah. You just don't have the time to go through everything that you've done.
But you can hear them in there moaning from time to time.
So with the hard drive zombies, what's the next other than just mentioning them?
Yeah, okay. Well, what you want to do if you've got these is you want to first of all identify what you actually have sitting on your hard drive. Because, like Becky said, she's found all kinds of good stuff that's on there, some of which she forgot she wrote. Same with me. Especially the Dreaming the Dead book. Oh my God, I want to write that. And now I know what genre it is. It's mashup, like everything else I write. But you want to see what's sitting on your hard drive, and then you want to ask yourself, why is it there? And why it's there is well, I just had this wild hair and I suddenly wanted to write romances. Or I just got a little crazy or I did a NaNoWriMo. Or I did Rimo, whatever. Or
you got really inspired by a TV show for a little while and you wrote a whole bunch of original fiction based on, just that obsession you had. And then it kind of faded and that was years ago.
Right. Stuff that you have forgotten. You have forgotten it's there, but it's there for a reason. It's something that you created, and it is worth going in and taking a look at. And then you ask yourself this question, which is, how could you save it? And, in some cases, you're not going to want to save it. Some zombies really need to, be burned and buried. But in a lot of cases, you're going to find some really good stuff there. My God, those little ghosts and gremlins things that I started, I love those. I don't know when I will ever have the time to write them, but I love them.
Don't say that.
I know.
There was like the first part, I still have it. It is on my Holly shelf. The first part of the first Ghosts and Gremlins thing is because I love ghosts. And
Yeah.
I mean, this is right up my alley, and you're not doing anything with it, and it makes me want to bang my head against this metal chicken wire grate I have up on the wall holding my paints.
Yes, it's these little paranormal romances. They would probably only be about 50,000 words apiece, set in North Carolina in the John Blue house as the center from which all of these paranormal studies are being done, with these 4 different women whom I just thought were awesome. And it was just going to be this cute, funny little 4-book paranormal romance series, and then nobody wanted it. So, I could do it. It's just
Yeah, but you
when.
don't want to write romance, so I would
Right.
I would change it to fantasy.
Oh,
Just
maybe.
so that you want to write it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't do romance. Romance is not your thing.
That's true. That's true. I mean, I enjoyed the paranormals that I did. The
Yeah, but it's never been your thing.
It
Just
hasn't.
because you enjoyed writing it and stuff
Yeah.
doesn't make it, what you love. And I think you can tell. I think you can tell if you read one of those books, even though they were very good, there was no passion there when it comes to the passion in a lot of your other work.
yeah.
It's just very clear.
Yeah, well, they were very boy meets girl, and that's not my strong suit. My strong suit is 2 people in trouble crash into each other in the middle of a disaster. I have a little experience with that.
So yeah, with
Yeah.
this, with looking at your hard drive zombies,
Yeah,
yeah, you got to figure
How-
out if it's something you want to continue working.
yeah, and then how could you save it? And yeah, that really is a good idea. Move it out of romance into weird paranormal alternate universe. And and I just had this idea. Ooh! I just had this idea where those stories would actually meld very nicely with the thing that I came up with this morning.
In Ohio.
In Ohio, I could just transport them to Ohio.
Why don't you write that down so you don't?
Yeah,
forget
let me.
it?
Okay, so I'm writing that on my. Okay, and then the final thing we do here is you ask yourself, well, should I ever let this go? And both Becky and I had the same answer when I said it.
Yeah, when I saw that on her paper, I was like, nope, not gonna happen. Nope.
No, because you don't know when something on that hard drive is. You're going to be digging through it, and it's going to reach up with its dead and rotted hand and grab you and come back to life. And you're going to go, oh my God, I have to write that now.
Yeah,
And
I have the stupid crap that I wrote when I was 11, all the way from then. I still have all of it. I still have the the Lost in Space fan fiction screenplay I wrote where I had a Mary Sue and Dr. Smith, and Dr. Smith was turning into a good guy because I had this thing for Gary Oldman that I still have. It is, I swear I have to find it and see if I can't put it up on the forum somewhere, because what is it? It's a stupid little screenplay cheesy thing from when I was whenever Lost in Space came out.
yeah, oh, that's awesome.
But I never got to the point because it was going to have zombies. It was going to have Lost in Space with zombies. And what was really cool was this was before Firefly. And I never got into Firefly as a teenager because of the Fox fucking up its schedule rotation.
Oh, yeah. And not even showing the first episode.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
morons.
So I was never into it. Mark was, and I got into it when I was 22, and he brought it to my house and forced me to watch it. But so I was gonna have, basically they were kind of like Reavers. If you've ever seen Firefly, they were my version of space zombies, and they were sort of like Reavers. But I never got to do that. But yeah, I will share my unfinished Gary Oldman, Mary Sue vehicle that I created.
Awesome. Absolutely awesome.
Yeah, I'm not throwing that away. I'm not throwing anything that I have away because something might be useful in the future. I have all of these papers with ideas on it that I want to scan just so I have them on my computer. You know, you never know when something might spark some kind of creative, especially if you're in a funk, especially if you're in some kind of writer's block area where you're just not feeling creative. So go through your old stuff and start giggling and start laughing and start bringing that muse out.
Right.
You know?
Absolutely. And you figure, you heard it happen here, that we were bouncing stuff back and forth, and all of a sudden I realized that this
Yep.
stuff that I had written years ago could actually become a part of this thing that I woke up with this morning that I want so bad I can taste it.
Yeah, and that wasn't planned or anything.
No.
That was just I'm being a snotty little brat because I didn't get my books that, my mom was supposed to write. And
well,
I
nobody
said,
would
"Don't do
buy
romance."
them.
Oh, well, nobody, no
No commercial.
stupid ass fucking publishers.
Right.
Yeah.
No commercial publishers would buy them.
Yeah, fuck them. But yeah, so now it'll be even better because it's not romance. It's gonna be
my thing.
you and your thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and that's went perfectly with, like Mom said, how can I save this?
Yeah.
So just like figuring out how you can save old stuff is maybe just start playing with it like puzzle pieces.
Yeah. And this is a tiny, tiny little episode this week, but it's short for a reason. I want to ask you these questions one more time, give you a chance to write them down, just pause the thing after each one and write it down. What is sitting on your hard drive? Why is it there? How could you save it? And should you ever let it go? And then we're going to give you a link to the forum. And if you have hard drive zombies of your own, please, create your free account if you don't have one yet, and come in and answer those 4 questions in the forum and start bouncing some ideas back and forth. And let's bring some of these zombies back to life. Because, damn it, we wrote it.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do exactly what we just did.
Yes.
Let's do that with you guys. And just a quick mention, Holly and I are incredibly busy, so we will be in the forums. We are there. We check pretty much every single day. We interact with people, but the point is there are other people there.
Lots
the forums
of
are
them.
closed. The forums are private. You have to have an account.
And you have to follow the rules. And it's very, very important. We will link the rules so that you know what not to do, because we do not allow politics, we do not allow religion, and we do not allow personal attacks of any sort.
Yeah,
so the
no
people
flaming
who
and
are
stuff.
there are really nice people. We've got
Yes.
awesome people.
Yes. And that's the thing too, is like you can just kind of put a basic variation of your idea. Okay, well, I have this zombie novel, but it's not really working. Well, my preferred genres are mystery, sci-fi, grimdark, whatever it is that you prefer. And then we can kind of help you work on it. Or if you're brave enough to put your story idea out there, because again, I know a lot of people think that, oh, people are going to steal my idea. No. Okay, just remember that even if ideas are all over the place, everybody has them, everybody has the same ideas. It's how you write them that makes them different. It's how it comes from your opinion, your point of view, your brain, that makes it different. So if you're sharing ideas in the forum, our point is just to kind of help you figure out what might bring that hard drive zombie back to life.
Exactly. Realize I have said this a bunch of times, and I'm going to say it again because it's really important. And I just wrote this in a lesson the other day. Ideas by themselves have absolutely no value whatsoever. The only time an idea is valuable is if you use it and do the work to create it and make something with it. And 10,000 people can have the same idea, and 10,000 people could come up with something entirely different from that idea.
Yeah. But I love what you just said. I fucking love this, and next time somebody says this, I'm gonna be all over their ass. The ideas have absolutely no value by themselves.
Right.
The next time somebody says, I have an amazing idea for a novel, and they're this person that's either going to sell the idea to a writer or give them 40% of the profits or 50% of the profit, whatever the fucking joke of a saying is.
Oh God, I laugh every time somebody does that. I do.
Yeah, or I have the great American novel in my head. It's all there. It's all in my head. Someday I'll write it. My response is going to be ideas are 100% worthless unless you do the fucking job.
Right.
That is such. I want that. We're going to have to get t-shirts made just like that.
Yes.
We're going to have to find a way to word it catchy and pithy and put that on t-shirts because fuck, man. Anybody can have a goddamn idea. Yeah. It's the person who sits down, button chair, and writes the goddamn thing that makes a difference.
Right. It is the idea plus, 2,000 hours of work?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that.
Yeah, because you got your plotting, you've got your writing.
Yeah.
Your
first draft.
You're plotting, world building, character building, just all of that plus writing, plus revising. Mm-hmm. And if you're an indie author, then plus everything else.
Yes, bug hunting and editing and formatting and making the cover and doing the promotions. And okay, you tell me about the idea. I have 100 ideas a day.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, so, you can tell people
just
that.
Ridiculous. So what we need to do? We need to do a podcast, one of these minis in the future. We will do one of those sessions where we just come up with however many 100 ideas or whatever it was that you did that one time.
We could totally do that. Yes.
And show other people how to do it.
Yes, and we can just throw out ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do that.
All right. So that's So not only have you heard Holly come up with a fix for one of her things, but we've come up with a brand new idea for a podcast too. So, or for an episode.
Yes. So now all we have to do is do the work.
Yep. So, is that it? Did you have, I know that we had, the takeaway was just kind of like all the questions again, and then telling people to get your ass in the forums and join us.
Yes, come in there and tell us, what are your hard drive zombies? And we will bounce ideas off with you on how to bring those zombies back to life and get them to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, make your zombies pay you.
Alrighty, so that has been our mini episode on hard drive zombies. Again, we would love to have your opinions, your stuff, your ideas, your problems. Get your ass into the forums. It's hollyswritingclasses.com, completely free. Just sign up, drop into our podcast, Alone in a Room with Invisible People forum, find hard drive zombies episode topic, and get in there and share your shit.
Yes,
okay?
Come hang out with us.
Yes. You can follow us on the socials at AIARWIP. You can also follow, that is on Instagram and Twitter. You can follow us on Facebook at Alone in a Room with Invisible People. If you would like to support the podcast on a one-time basis, we have a drop-down menu at alonewithinvisiblepeople.com. It's on the right-hand side, and there's 3 different tiers. If you would like to support the podcast, we also have a website set at Ko-fi. That is ko-fi.com/alone. And that one gives you the opportunity to either do one time, whenever you feel like it, or you can subscribe to a monthly basis on whatever tier that you prefer to sign up for. It's anywhere from $3 or multitudes of $3. So it gives you the opportunity to buy as many, quote, coffees as you want. But again, I'm using this income at the moment to make the podcast better. So we're hoping for better quality. I'm hoping to replace my little Samsung earbud headphones with some actual high quality headphones. I'm hoping to soundproof one of the rooms, and actually I'm looking at doing that for fairly cheap, but I do not have the funds now. So these are just different little things that I am looking at as far as upgrades. There are many, many more. So again, the podcast being sustainable and paying for itself is the first goal. And there are several different bills related to the podcast on either monthly basis or yearly basis. And I definitely am aiming to get this to a sustainable level to where it is paying for itself instead of Holly or myself paying for all of the different things. If you would like to support Holly, she is also on Ko-fi or Ko-fi. That's what it looks like, but I believe it is Ko-fi. It is ko-fi.com/HollyLyle, and the last name is Lisle. So that is Holly Lyle, one word. She also has the same setup as me, and she has her goals listed on there. So that is one way to do it. She also has plenty of fiction out there if you guys are interested in that. And she has her classes at hollyswritingclasses.com. You can get started today with the free How to Write Flash Fiction That Does Not Suck. It is a 3-week course, and at the end of it, if you do all the work, you will actually have pieces that you can put up for sale. Join us, support us if you would like to. There's no obligation. We will always have these free podcasts, and we want to really express our appreciation to all of our patrons, on all of the people who are sending us these small one-time payments, because they make a difference.
Yes, yes, they do. And thank you. And zombies rule!
Yeah, hard drive zombies rule.